Game of the Week, brought to you by Lowe Brothers Construction, Massanutten Technical Center, Second String Sports, Harrisonburg Nissan, Old Dominion Realty, Star Heating and Cooling, Valley Surplus in Harrisonburg, C.L. Custer, the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, by Medicap Pharmacy, Eagle Carpet, Paul Obaugh Ford, Jenkins Insurance, Massanutten, your Four Seasons Mountain Resort, and Bob Wade Auto World. And good evening, everybody. Mike Schickman, along with Ty Comer, back in the saddle with you this evening for a big matchup between two very good ball clubs. East Rock, here in East Rock, and the Buffalo Gap Bison. We're looking at two teams that it looks like Buffalo Gap doesn't have the speed and quickness that Mr. Ward blessed the East Rock Eagles with, but all in all, we are expecting a very ball game tonight coming up. We have the honor guard coming out, looks like from the Forestry Service and the State Police, as we're going to get ready for the playing of our national anthem.
Will everyone please rise? Remove your hat. Face the flag as we have the award-winning East Rockingham Choir, led by Miss Terry Butler, singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose dark stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bells were singing, and it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave? And the hope of the brave.
Very lovely rendition of the national anthem here at East Rock. Let's take a look at what's going to happen in this game. Let's check in with Ty Comer. What are you expecting today, Tyrus?
Well, first of all, Mike, let me say not congratulations, but welcome back, as we've missed you here in these past 2 weeks. But like you said, going to be an attack of two of the best rushing offenses in the league, both led by their star players, Jaywan Evans for the East Rockingham Eagles, as we've seen a bunch, because I believe this is actually our fifth. We counted it before the game. Our fifth game here for East Rock. Jaywan leads the entire area with 121 carries, so they're going to lean on him heavily. 983 yards, and he's also contributed 9 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, they'll lean heavily on their stud running back, Carter Rivenberg. He has 83 carries for 755 yards on the year, and he also leads the area in rushing and total touchdowns. He has 12 on the ground, 17 overall, so he'll do some returning for the Buffalo Gap Bison as well. So looking for a good game here. Coaches Donnie Coleman for East Rockingham and Coach Andy Klein for Buffalo Gap really getting their teams ready to roll on Friday night.
And now we're watching the ceremonial coin toss. It's a chilly night, but it's a football weather night. That's really what it feels like.
And we really haven't had one of those yet this year, to be honest with you, because it's been really warm. All the high school games I can remember going to watch when I was in high school, they were a little bit colder than this. And I can vividly remember one time the state championship baseball team was signing posters that they had made. It was snowing for the East Rockingham versus Page game. It was very cold.
The officials, and you have a list of who the officials are for today.
Yeah, so at referee we have Randy Kaufman, umpire Travis Hopkins, head linesman Dennis Drumheller, line judge John Sims, side judge Alex Milburn, and the field judge, James Mobley, brought to you by the Piedmont Valley Football Officials Association.
And the coin toss won by East Rock. They will receive Buffalo Gap, dressed in their road whites with the black pants with silver stripes down the side, black numerals, and of course black helmets, while East Rock in their home red jerseys, black numerals, black helmet trimmed in red, and of course the black pants with a scarlet stripe up and down the side of the legs. Our opening kickoff being brought to you by Lowe Brothers Construction. Lowe Brothers Construction, a fourth-generation quality construction company, a name you can trust for quality construction that you can count on. Number of great games tonight, including Lou Ray at Riverheads. We were going to bring you that game, but the folks at Riverheads wouldn't let us. Spotswood at Turner Ashby. There's Donnie Coleman, who has led this. It's funny, it's been 7 years now, and I did the first East Rock game with our old friend, the late Bill Phipps, when they opened this beautiful stadium. We're about ready to go. The first quarter is being brought to you courtesy of Harrisonburg Nissan. Best service, best selection, best prices, best location overlooking Valley Mall for over 25 years. Broadway's at Fort Defiance tonight, Spotswood at TA, Rockbridge at Waynesboro, Stonewall at Draft, Wilson, Page County, and that's what else is going on. We're getting set for the opening kickoff. Jawan Evans back deep to receive. And it is a short kick that's going to bounce on the sideline, not a bounce, and here comes the flag. So East Rock will get the ball first, and they'll start the ball at the first quarter at their own 35-yard line. East Rock, of course, with Dylan Williams, 70 of 100 in the air, 813 yards, 8 touchdowns, also 148 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns against Stewart's Draft. First and 10 from the 35. Handoff goes to Jawan Evans, breaks a tackle, breaks another, goes outside, scoots down the sideline, finally forced out of bounds inside Bison territory.
And with that rush there, he's going to go up over 1,000 yards on the season for Jawan. So a nice way to start the game here for East Rock, and a milestone that won't be his final milestone that he reaches this year.
22 yards on the carry. They're going to mark the ball out of bounds at the 48 of Buffalo Gap. Jawan came in with 983 yards. It goes to Evans the other side. He jukes at midfield, gets down to the 45-yard line. A nice gain of about 4+. These are two pretty potent offenses. East Rock 4-2, 2-2 in the Shenandoah District. The Bison 1-3 in the Shenandoah District, 3-3 overall. Must-win game for both these two teams as far as playoff hopes are concerned. Looking at the sideline, Dylan Williams trying to come up with a play. Now he does. Out of the gun. Handoff again, Jawan this time turns the corner on the other side, has the first down and more as he drives further into Buffalo Gap territory. So Jawan Evans gets a couple of first downs for East Rock.
So in order to be able to run the ball out of the spread, you're going to have nice blocking downfield from your wide receivers, which is what Jawan just ran behind there on that second down run.
11:03 to go. Fast first minute of play. Very successful thus far for East Rock. Now the pistol on the first down and 10 at the 33. Spinning outside, Jawan Evans breaks a tackle, scoots inside the 30. That was all Jawan and his speed. First right, then left.
Knocked down out there by number 6.
Let's see if we can see the replay here. First half replays brought to you by Paul Obaugh Ford.
Yeah, and as you said, this is all J1. He's going to run right into the lineman here, but just too fast to get around the corner there. You said
has done very well. 9 catches, 91 yards. and a touchdown. First and 10 in the red zone at the 19-yard line of Buffalo Gap. Two receivers short side of the field right. Here comes Jawan, breaks one tackle, breaks another, finally upended inside the 15-yard line. Boy, he looks fast tonight.
Yeah, he does, and he really always does. It's really a war of just trying to figure it out for the opposing defenses early on.
Well, now we know why he had such a good time on. There's a flag on the play for a hold. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter on a chilly night, but a fall-like night here at East Rock. Of course, tomorrow, such a big day. EMU holding their 100th anniversary, JMU and ESPN Game Day. Lots of other things going on. So on first down and 21 from the 31. Jawan looks to the sideline. So does quarterback Dylan Williams. Jawan Edwards, a 5'10", 180-pound junior. Here comes Jawan, straight up the middle, breaks the tackle. He's diving down inside the 5. First
through it. That speed can get you to that second level.
Paul Obaugh Ford replay here in the first half. First and goal to go from the 5, a drive that started back at the 35-yard line of East Rock. Once again, Jawan Evans tries to turn the corner, and he dances into the end zone for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown for Jawan Evans. And our touchdowns brought to you by Bob Wade Auto World and Bob Wade Subaru.
Yeah, Jawan's just going to take this handoff here. Really simple, just around the outside. Great blocking. It makes one man miss there. And he's going to take that one all the way into the end zone like he has 9 other times this year.
Star Heating and Cooling will bring you the extra point. It starts out with a muddle huddle. The kicker, Alexander Bailey. No, they're going to quarterback keep it himself, and driving down to the goal line, he's not in. The muddle huddle did not work that time. Number 5 tried to take the ball inside, Trenton Morris, but no go on that. 9:14 to go first quarter. East Rock draws first blood, 6-0. Back with more after this.
East Rock 6. Buffalo Gap about to get the ball.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just the way we put your needs first.
Hey Joe, did you see the game last night?
That's not work-related conversation. Talk about the Wade benefits and how every new Subaru purchase gets an authentic game day ball.
Score with the Wade at Bob Wade Subaru.
Well, we're going to see another Lowe Brothers Construction kickoff. 6-0 our score in favor of East Rock. The 2-point conversion try missed. First quarter sponsored by Harrisonburg Nissan. Harrisonburg Nissan, best service, best selection, best prices, best location overlooking the Valley Mall. Well, the run was short for the 2-point conversion try, so now it'll be first kickoff coming, courtesy of Lowe Brothers Construction. 2 men deep for Buffalo Gap. It is a line drive kick fielded by an up man at the 20, up to the 25. To the 28, to the 30, and he finally goes out of bounds. For Buffalo Gap, that was Jacob Callison, a 6', 170-pound senior.
Drives that down there, bounced by 36.
Yeah, Jay Johnson there. You're going to see him a lot through the air. Dylan Rankin doesn't throw the ball all that often, but when he does throw, he throws it to Jay. Rankin is 16 of 36 for 381 on the year and 4 touchdowns. And Jay Johnson has caught 12 of those 16 completions for 363 of the 381 yards.
So we're looking at both teams starting around their own 34, 35-yard line here. And it'll be first and 10 at the 34. Tight formation, spinning in space. Here's Rankin, and he crosses the 35 near the 37. You're going to see a lot of Carter Rivenberg. Rivenberg has had a spectacular year. He has 62 carries. He's just one of these guys who has been a powerhouse. 5 catches for 38 yards, 62 carries for 614 yards. Second down and 8. And a fumble, ball is loose. East Rock says they have it. They come off the bottom of the pile.
So East Rock, not much chance to breathe for their offense, but I'm sure they'll take it.
Yeah, I think they will. At the Buffalo Gap. Handoff goes to Evans, goes off the right side, gets close to 10 yards. He's going to drop down from the 33 down to the 25-yard line, so a gain of 8 on first down. 8:15 to go. Action-packed first quarter. Brought to you courtesy of Harrisonburg Nissan.
So you've seen from the East Rock side that it has been about the running game. J1 Evans with 60 yards on that first drive.
Trips on the left, one on the right, the short side of the field. And here comes Dylan Williams. Back to pass, throws, has a man open, complete at the 20, racing down to the 15, down to the 10-yard line, and knocked out of bounds. Wanted a late hit on the pass completion of Darius Brown. Darius now is 31st reception, 360 yards, and that's an average of 12 yards per catch. He also has 3 touchdowns, had 5 catches, 85 yards. As we look at the Paul Obaugh Ford replay.
Yeah, East Rock's going to run a lot of short, quick hitches,
before they get a touchdown. 7:41, East Rock leads 6-0. They missed a 2-point conversion after their first score, a J1 Evans touchdown. Handoff goes to the left side, a couple of yards inside the 10 for J1 Evans. And so it'll be a second down and 9 from the 10. This is easy math. I can do this.
Second and a long 8. Ball spotted at about
you start getting those bigger numbers in there. That's when I struggle as well. Was not a math major in school.
No. You know, those who can't play coach, those who can't play or coach become sportscasters. 7:10 to go in the first half. 2 receivers right, 1 on the left. Williams on the handoff, J1, and that time J1 in trouble, breaks away, and you know, he's going to lose a couple of yards, but it's one of his best runs of the day. He actually looked tired on that run. He really didn't get the wheels moving.
And that's really the story of East Rock's year, is if you can keep him upright, if you can keep him fresh. And that's what I was talking about. East Rock's offense not getting much time to breathe, but
great play by Cody McCray to shut down Ward. Evans, the loss all the way back to the 15-yard line. Third down and long. Long pass, man is open, touchdown! Number 8, Isaac Kissling with his 5th touchdown of the season. A beautiful touchdown from the 14-yard touchdown pass from Williams, who put it up there for Kissling. Let's take a look at the Paul Obaugh replay.
It's just beautiful touch from Dylan Williams on this fade route. You're going to see just right off the bat, it's a 14-yard pass play. He's going to throw it as soon as he gets it. Beautiful touch right over top the Buffalo Gap defense, and great job by Isaac Kissling and also getting his feet down as well.
And he didn't get scared when they shot the cannon off. Man in motion, 2-point conversion try. Back goes Brown. Brown in trouble, but he gets into the end zone for 2. And it is 14-0 in favor of East Rock over Buffalo Gap. We'll take a break and be back in just a moment.
When you buy a home, you're not just investing in your future. You're giving your memories a place to call home. Trust the team at Old Dominion Realty.
Led to a short field, 33-yard line of the Gap, and Williams and J1 Evans and Darius Brown made him pay with the touchdown pass to Isaac Kissling. with 6:25 to go. Time for another Lowe Brothers Construction kickoff. Lowe Brothers Construction, a fourth-generation quality construction company, a name you can trust for quality construction you can count on. It is an end-over-end kick. It is fielded backpedaling at the 20. Turning around, making a move up to the 25, to the 35, and knocked out of bounds. A nice return by Jay Johnson, who backed up and turned his back to the Buffalo Gap, to the East Rock defense. And it's good field position at the 37 of the Gap with 6:15 to go. 14-0 in favor of East Rock over the first 5 minutes, 45 seconds of the game. Mike Schickman, Ty Comer with you. Great to be back here in Mufti. Now a shift into the lineup, kind of like the Notre Dame box, if you're old enough to remember. Back to pass, in trouble being chased, throws a little screen, it's almost picked off and broken up. That's going to count as a pass completion, but it's not a good one. Pass completion.
I thought he did. He's going to flip it out there to Ryan Wilcher. Dangerous play. Prophecy Kissamore going for the hit there. If he goes for the ball, we might be talking about the pick 6 there for the East Rockingham Eagles in another turnover.
Second down and 10 at the 30. Roll out to the right. Nice run back to the original line of scrimmage and some more by Josh Reed, a 5'7", 140 senior. Reed, 26 carries coming in, 121 yards, a touchdown, 4.7 yards per catch. So it's a makeable third down and 6. Prophecy Kissamore with the stop. Up at the 42-yard line. Third down and a long 5. Here is the shift. Rankin. Barks a down situation here. Toss sweep goes to the right, and not enough yards at all. That was number 8 on the carry, Carter Rivenberg. Loss of 2, so it'll be a 4th down and 7, and Buffalo Gap will have to punt it away already. That's never good.
So the first carry for Carter Rivenberg, not what Gap fans want to see. In fact, these first 2 drives, not what Gap fans want to see.
Parker will kick it away. Here's the punt. It is a high, booming punt. Fielded, no, muffed, and Buffalo Gap is recovered. A muffed punt.
Ball was not touched. Ball was touched. Recovered by Buffalo Gap.
And we're sorry we don't have the replay for you, but that was right through the hands of the man who was back there returning the punt. We do have the replay.
Yeah,
Prophecy Kissamore, look at this.
An impressive punt there. One of the more impressive high school punts I've seen.
He just misjudged it.
There is a little bit of wind out there today. It could have done a little bit of affecting of the football in flight, but if you're Kissamore, you'll tell everybody that asks that you should have had that ball.
4:40 to go. 1st and 10 from the 30 of East Rock, in the carry for a few yards for East Rock. It's going to go to Eric Boggs. Gain of about 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 from the 26. On the spin goes to number 9 one more time, or number 8 one more time, Rivenberg. I stand corrected. That was number 6, Hamrick. Mackenzie Hamrick, a 5'11", 166-pound junior backup quarterback. But people have called this the wing tee. It really most closely really looks like the old Notre Dame box, where anybody of the 4 in the back can pass the ball or run the ball. 1st down and 10 in the red zone at the 15. Handoff goes to the second man through.
Ball kept out there by Dylan Thompson.
That's going to be Dylan Thompson with the carry. Thompson comes in averaging over 5 yards a carry, 39 carries, 201 yards. So both teams have made mistakes And East Rock right now holding on to a 14-0 lead, but it's in danger. 2nd down and 8. Back to pass, throwing into the end zone, and it's dropped. It was caught and dropped. Good defensive play back there. Pass intended for Jay Johnson. And Johnson got covered pretty well like a glove. So now it'll be, let's watch the Paul Obaugh Ford replay.
Yeah, it was good coverage. I'm anxious to see if he got a hand on it here. He might have got just enough of it to disrupt that ball flight there.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and 8. Jay Johnson, the main passing target for the quarterbacks. 3rd down and 8. Handoff straight ahead, keep on driving near the goal line, and it's just short. Beautiful drive that time by Mackenzie Hamrick. Look at the Paul Obaugh replay.
So interesting to see Hamrick in the ball game with Dylan Ranking being the starting quarterback regularly.
But this is not a quarterback-centric offense. This is an offense where a number of guys get to play quarterback in a sense. Now it's the old T formation. Here comes number 6 back again, Hamrick, and he's going to get close, but not into the end zone. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go from outside of the 1. That's such a tough offense because heck, the only reason I saw it was in an old movie with Newt Rockney, All-American, with Ronald Reagan as the Gipper. 2:22 to go. Very few teams around the country play this, but it gives the Bison an advantage. 2nd and goal to go from the 1. Shifting right here. Reed to the outside. Quarterback keeper, touchdown. No, untouched. Carter Rivenberg with the TD with 2:01. So we've already seen 3 touchdowns in this game. Rivenberg with a 1-yard touchdown to put the gap on the scoreboard with 2:01 to go. And our touchdown brought to you courtesy of Bob Wade Auto World and Bob Wade Subaru. Here is the PAT. Brought to you by Star Heating and Cooling. It is up and it is through there. So Buffalo Gap has had the score 14-7 now. East Rock will get it back when we come back.
Carter Rivenberg with his and you get a feeling that happens a lot, that he's the man that they usually go to with like third and inches, any sort of situation such as that, 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. You get a feeling that Rivenberg is the popular man to go.
Riverhead's leading Luray 10-0 early. And here comes Hoke ready to kick it off. Kissamore and Jawan Evans back deep to return the kick. It is a high, fairly short kick. It is fielded by an up back at the 33. Tries to spin outside. Griffin Morris as he gets across the midfield stripe down to the 49-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion for East Rock. So it'll be 1st down and 10 just inside midfield. Let's take a look at the Bob Wade Auto World replay. A beautiful pass.
Yeah, so like
Morris did the job.
Like we said, a lot of slant routes there. Nothing different for quarterback Dylan Williams. 4 for 4 to start out this ballgame.
1st down and 10. Handoff again, straight up the middle. Jawan with about 7. Somebody's grilling burgers.
You can definitely smell it. As a baseball player, that was one of my favorite things about playing at Turner Ashby High School. You could smell the burgers as soon as you went to the plate.
at the 44.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. 1 quarter gone. Quarter brought to you courtesy of Harrisonburg Nissan. Best service, best selection, best location overlooking Valley Ball for over 25 years. 14-7 East Rock. Back in the second quarter after these words.
Clear to zip. Break a little. That's good. Good job. Game on.
It's Paul Oba Ford.
Second down and about 5. Ball spotted at the 44.
Second down and 4 from the 44-yard line. Driving ahead this time is Evans. He's going to be close, about a half a yard short of the first down. And it'll be a third down and a couple.
Bring up third down and about 1.
See who's coming in for East Rock, number 16. Nathan Rodriguez. He's the kind of power runner for East Rock. Under center this time. Handoff goes. Yes.
Under the bottom of 54.
Nathan Rodriguez. 5'11", 175-pound sophomore.
And ball spotted.
So here you see the replay. First carry by someone not named J1 for the Eagles, and it's going to pay dividends here as the power back, as you said, Mike, takes it in there for about a 2-yard gain on the first down.
First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. First and 10 for East Rock at the 39 of Buffalo Gap here in the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy. And off tailback just lunges ahead for a yard or two. J1 Evans. Medicap Pharmacy. See Jathan Payne and his staff for all your prescription needs. Located on Lucy Lane. Lucy Drive, that is, in Harrisonburg. Second and 10, no gain on the play. Griffin Morris is going to set up wide to the near side, almost on the sideline. On the second down play, first minute of play, second quarter. Back to pass Williams, he's going to keep it himself. Now finds a receiver at the 37, and he's going to be dropped out of bounds at the 36. That goes to J1 Evans, kind of the second release man. Looked like Williams was going to run for it and found J1. It'll be third down and close to 7 yards. But you'd imagine East Rock may be in 4-down territory here.
Yeah, really just making for a much more manageable third down there. A nice job by Williams to actually keep his head up there. Instead of just putting it down and running, he sees more athletic J1 out there that can catch and run.
Here's a third down and 7 play from the 36. Evans back to pass goes Williams. He's being chased, throws underneath, pass is complete, trying to spin away from getting some yardage. Here's J1, and he gets the first down. J1 Evans, a spectacular play down to the 28-yard line, and you got to see this. You got to see this replay. Our Oba Ford replay is going to be spectacular. Now we'll get to it in a moment. No, we're going to do it right now.
So I remember week 1, J1 made a play where against Lee.
We're back to live action. Back to pass goes Williams. He's being chased. Flag on the play. It'll be a hold. And the pass thrown away. But this one will be a holding penalty. Let's go back to that J1 Evans play if we can get the replay guys at our Telemedia Productions group to get that. Now here is that play.
So like I said, I remember a play against Lee where he takes it backwards and you're wondering where he's going, but he's just got so much speed that he can get to the outside and then make quite the forward push there as well to get that 8 yards that they needed for the first down.
And that was thrown from of infraction, so this one's going to be a big write-off of 15 yards at the 44-yard line. It'll be first and 25 from the 44. East Rock has got to get to the 19 of Buffalo Gap. Wide receivers on the near side. One wide, two to make that three on the short side. Little flip pass again goes to J1. That time sniffed out beautifully by Buffalo Gap. And another flag on the play. Ryan Wilshire made a great play to stop that play. On the field, let's take a look, see if we can see it. I think we're behind it. It's a smart play by Williams, though, getting rid of the football.
Yeah, did what he could there. I think that was a few plays ago. This last play here was a completion to Darius Brown. Tough to tell either way.
Another hold. Holding. Oh, both teams. Offensive and defensive holding. It was a personal foul, was against Buffalo Gap?
I believe both of them. I think they were offsetting personal fouls. The flag I did see came in late. We had a view up here on our...
See if we can get this one on our Paul Obaugh Ford replay. We may be able to see it. All right, we don't have that one, but it'll be first down and long. First and long with 8:49 to go. And the ball will stay where it is, offsetting penalties back at the 43-yard of Buffalo Gap. Right now, I think East Rock has got to get the ball a little bit more on the perimeter because Buffalo Gap is stuffing up the middle. Of course, there's a bit of a breeze. I don't see a flag to see where the wind is blowing, but there is a breeze on the field. You can tell by the pom-poms of the cheerleaders. It's field level. Either way.
There's been a lot of discussion with the officials here. Finally going to get this thing rolling.
Second down and 25 from the 43-yard line. And it's going to be a single setback. Evans back there with Williams. Half goes to J1 Evans, tries to turn the corner, but he's going to get upended at the 38. So that'll be third down now. And about 23. We'll mark the ball at the 39-yard line. East Rock shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here. Second down and 20, a gain of 5. East Rock's got to get to the 19-yard line. But right now they're kind of in no man's land. So they have 2 plays if they want to take them.
Yeah, look for a play to just get into a manageable fourth down play.
Back to pass Williams. Williams being chased, gets away from a tackler, throws over the middle, passes complete at the 30 and down at the 25-yard line. And once again, Griffin Morris, his third catch of the game. And he's got that ball at the 25-yard line. Let's look at our Paul Obaugh replay here. Nice play by Williams.
Yeah, Williams doing a nice job to just extend the play, and a nice job by Kissling as well to work back to his quarterback, or Morris, excuse me.
It's going to be fourth down and about 6 plus. Let's call it fourth and a little under 7. The ball at the 25-yard line. Single setback out of the gun, and we have a timeout. This will be for East Rock. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continued. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
6:57 to go in this second quarter, in the first half of play. Our second quarter being brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy. See Jathan Payne and his staff for all your prescription needs, located on Lucy Drive in Harrisonburg. Well, we'll see what Donnie Coleman whips out here on the 4th and 6. Ball touching the 25. They have to go to the 19, beyond the 19, for a first down. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Williams got Jawan with him, rolling out to the near side. He looks, Williams being chased, throws downfield, pass is picked off. It is picked off on the right side, stepping out of bounds after the pick is Mackenzie Hamrick, who goes both ways. There's a lot of players on these two teams. So the interception with 6:46 ends what was at one time a promising Spotswood East Rock drive. Now we have a flag on the play. Personal foul this time against East Rock. So not only they throw the pick, but now you're going to add another 15 yards to that. And this game's getting very chippy.
I believe this game is.
Oh, we'll see. No, they're calling it against East Rock. I don't know why, but doesn't see that on the Paul Obar replay, but it's got the ball at the 49-yard line. 14-7 our score. And the ball is at the 49 of East Rock. Back to pass, throws to the right to Johnson, and the ball is overthrown, incomplete. Good coverage back there.
Pass intended out there for number 4, Jay Johnson.
I think that was Blake Baylor there.
I believe that's Alex Daly.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Kind of a surprise for East Rock. But Buffalo Gap went to the air.
I'm thinking that East Rock's bye week has really helped them so far in this game. Seeing a lot of game tape on Gap, 2 weeks worth to be exact.
Well, especially since they run such an unusual offense. Snap goes, number 8 again, Rivenberg tries to turn the corner, does, has the first down and more inside the 35, down to the 32. You saw why Carter Rivenberg had an 81-yard interception return for a touchdown. Here's the Paul Obar replay.
It is the first time Rivenberg's had some room to run. His stats going into this drive were actually 2 carries for -1 yards, but still had a touchdown. But got some room to run there.
First down and 10 at the 33-yard line of East Rock. Snap again goes to Rivenberg. He gets stood up and driven back. Quick whistle that time. But the East Rock Eagles didn't let up. They didn't trust Rivenberg. Let's see if they give him a forward progress at all. I think they gave him a yard.
No gain.
Ball marked at the 30, just outside. I think he lost about a half a yard. So it'll be 2nd down, let's call it 11, from the 33-34-yard line of East Rock. On the rollout this time, it goes to down and 11 from the 34. Straight ahead Rivenberg, he's going to pound inside the 30, but short of the first down, but it still sets up a makeable 4th down. That was Seth Fitzgerald, I think, on the play.
That talented sophomore you were talking about.
4th down and 6 from the 28. And Buffalo Gap will go for it. Little spinorama right there. Rankin's back in. Looks to the sideline. Looks to be trying to draw East Rock offsides. And I think we had a timeout.
Flag.
Well, there are flags. We'll see if somebody moved or encroached. Line judge comes over and says somebody didn't do right. There's a big penalty here because if it's against Buffalo Gap, they may choose to punt away the football because that would be a 4th and very long. If it's against East Rock, then it'll be 4th and short. Illegal procedure against Buffalo Gap. Well, that may make their coach change their mind a little bit.
Illegal procedure call against the Bison. Center back 5.
Doesn't look like they're making a move for any substitutions here, unless they do what Lee did last week, snap it to the quarterback who didn't punt it away.
That's the Dukes have done that many times, the pooch punt.
Jaden Williams had a 47-yard punt that pinned
yards up, completion, 1 touchdown. Handoff goes, flips it side to Ribbenberg, tries to turn the corner, jumps out of bounds, but he's going to be shy of the first down. And so it's going to be East Rock football. So the East Rock defense holds, helped by some penalties. 3:39 to go in the first half, 14-7. And East Rock will take over at the 29-yard line. That's their worst field position of the game.
Even though they didn't gain anything there, Mike, you can just see the athleticism of Carter Rivenberg on that replay with the hurdle at the end.
First down and 10 now for the Eagles. Williams on the handoff, Jawan in the middle, and nothing going. They have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. They gave him a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. But Buffalo Gap has tightened up the middle. And the only time they've really been able to spring Jawan after that first drive is on a little pass play or a little shovel pass and getting him outside one-on-one in space. Trips on the left, 1 on the near side with 3:05 to go in the half. Here comes Williams, throws, pass, almost picked off. It is complete at the 35-yard line to Isaac Kissler.
Right there by 4, Jay Johnson.
So that'll set up a 3rd down and about 5 at the 35.
3rd down and a gain of
2:45 to go
first down
in this first half. Our second quarter being brought to you courtesy of Medicap Pharmacy. See Jathan Payne and his staff for all your prescription needs, located on Lucy Drive in Harrisonburg. A big 3rd down and a little less than 5. Here's Williams on the handoff. Nothing going that time. Went to Jawan, but Buffalo Gap just snipped that out beautifully. So with 2:18 to go in this first half of play, it'll be a punting time for the East Rock Eagles. 2 minutes to go. East Rock milking the clock just a little bit. Now they're going to shift. And they shift again. Good snap. A lot of time. High booming kick. It is fielded, backpedaling, missing a tackle, flag on the play. It's going to be a face mask. I don't know if it really was. We're going to have to wait and see if we get the replay. But it was close enough to a face mask to get the penalty. And once again, here we go with our Paul Ford replay. Beautiful punt, hung up there. And that is a face mask, no question about it. And nice hold on that time by Buffalo Gap's Daniel Landrum, the senior returner. So once again, a penalty is going to cost the East Rock Eagles, instead of pinning Buffalo Gap deep inside their 25 to get an extra 15 yards. Bring the ball all the way up to the 40. It's just 5 yards. It'll be up to the 31-yard line. 1:38 to go. Buffalo Gap has the time. The 1st and 10 at their 31. Toss goes to the second man. That's Rivenberg. Rivenberg gets away from one group. Rivenberg has an open field. Scoots on the left up to the 40 and then steps out of bounds to stop the clock. A smart play by Carter Rivenberg. The 6-foot, 185-pound junior looked dead to rights. Here's our Paul Obaugh replay. But the tackle was missed for East Rock, number 44, Ivan Rittenauer. arm tackle, and you can't arm tackle Rittenau. First down and 10 now at the 45-yard line of Buffalo Gap. Clock is stopped, a minute 28 to go. Here comes Rittenauer. Rittenauer breaks a tackle again and then gets buried back behind the line of scrimmage. And Buffalo Gap probably going to call for time with a minute 19 to go. No, they haven't. Minute 17 will be second down and a dozen, a loss of 2 on the play. And the clock continues to run, and Buffalo Gap taking its sweet time. Approaching a minute to go in the half. Each team, Buffalo Gap has all 3 timeouts too.
Yeah, so a much better job on that play there by East Rock on the backside. I think a reason that Riven has so much room to run on the last play is because of a confusion on the backside.
Pass is complete. Fumble. Ball is loose. Let's see who's got it. East Rock says they do. The pass may have been ruled incomplete. We'll see what the officials say. They're going to mark the ball dead at the 42. Here's our Paul Obaugh Ford replay.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure he ever really has this ball. Yeah, it really didn't make an athletic move at it. And,
he just, he started running before he secured the football. It'll be third down and 15, 38.9 seconds to go. One way or the other, Rivenburg's got to get the ball here. But they're taking their time running the play. It goes to Rivenburg, tries to turn the corner. He does, and then gets shoved out of bounds after a gain of about 7. 19.5 seconds to go. Well, Buffalo Gap hasn't exactly put on a clinic of how to the clock. They got the ball back with a minute 38. And, if you're a running team, that's tough enough as it is, but you got to be very cognizant. You got to get to that line of scrimmage quickly. So now fourth down and 8, and it's a punting situation. And back deep, Hoke will do the punting. He's hit a couple of boomers. This one is a high, booming punt, and they're just going to let it take a bounce inside the 20, inside the 16-yard line. That may be the last play. I think East Rock, Ty, had the block on, and they weren't even close. And Hoke has been a big story of success for Buffalo Gap in this game. He's had some boomers.
Yeah, pretty impressive high school punter there, Hoke. And really the reason that they have any score at all for Buffalo Gap is because of that large booming punt that he sent down to Prophecy Kissamore that hung up there in the air, and Kissamore ended up muffing.
I don't think he got close enough to muffing. It actually, it dropped a yard in front of him, and he had his hands out, but he seemed to have lost it in the lights. Well, we're going to see another play or a victory formation here, and that's what Williams is going to do, and that's going to be it for the first half of play. 14-7, East Rock with the lead, and Donnie Coleman and the coach of Buffalo Gap, neither can be that happy because Buffalo Gap was given some gifts, and they were able to cash in once, but East Rock was only able to cash in once themselves, and they had a couple more opportunities.
Yeah, these halftime meetings from each coaches are going to be pretty much opposite of each other. East Rock going to be talking about we can't give them any more gifts, like as you call them, any short fields, and Buffalo Gap is going to be talking about when they do give us gifts, we have to capitalize, and we're not doing that right now.
The scoring in this ball game, Jaywan Evans, a 5-yard touchdown that he engineered very well. Williams then threw a touchdown pass to Isaac Kissling, 2-point conversion run by Darius Brown. It was 14-0. And then Buffalo Gap was stopped with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Prophecy Kissamore missed the punt. It was recovered by Buffalo Gap, and that led to a 1-yard touchdown run. That was at the 35-yard line. And Rivenburg ran it in to make it 14-7. And after that, it looked like they had an opportunity at East Rock, but Hamrick intercepted a pass. Then there was a big penalty, and that was fortunate for East Rock not being able to losing any momentum. on that mistake. We're at halftime 14-7. We have a look at statistics and we have highlights all coming up. You're listening to the WSVAOnline.com Telemedia High School Webcast Game of the Week.
Massanutten Technical Center. Imagine the possibilities.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
This is the place we call home. This place right here. This is our place.
When you buy a home, you're not just investing in your future. You're giving your memories a place to call home. Trust the team at Old Dominion Realty to help you start making memories.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicap Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Hey, Joe, did you see the game last night?
Yeah, man, that was a heck of a comeback, wasn't it? That's not work-related conversation. Talk about the Wade benefits and how every new Subaru purchase gets an authentic game day ball.
Score with the Bob Wade Subaru.
So you're up at dawn, kid, look alive. You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. You made the most of your retirement plan, so you better learn to drive that RV, man. So many things you're doing in your life. Nationwide is on your side.
Welcome back to East Rock High School. Their fine marching band and dance team ready to perform as East Rock with the lead here, 14-0. Our second quarter, by the way, was brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy. See Jathan Payne and his staff for all your prescription needs, located in Lucy Drive, Harris. And by the way, our halftime sponsors, Massanutten, your Four Seasons Mountain Resort, and Old Dominion Realty, built on integrity with 6 locations to serve you in Virginia and West Virginia. This is Mike Schickman along with Ty Comer. And first quarter, it looked like it was going to be the J1 Evans show, and a great adjustment by Buffalo Gap coach Andy Klein to shut down J1 quite a bit.
Yeah, J1 had like 60 yards on 5 carries, but it ended up his next, I think he got 11 more carries and really struggled throughout the entire first half, other than that first drive, I'll say.
Well, we have to give credit to Buffalo Gap's defense. They made it very tough. J1 was finding slashes in the middle of the field, and they closed that down, and their defense is quick enough to the perimeter that J1 didn't have that much open space. Now, on the other side, Buffalo Gap has tried to pound it. They run out of the Notre Dame 4. Some people call it a single wing. It's not really the single wing. If you want to see it in action, you really have to go back to the days of the 4 Horsemen of Notre Dame, and that's even older than I am. But that was a very popular offense after Newt Rockney's team popularized it back in the 20s. But now more and more plays, coaches are going to passing offense and spread offense. And the other thing is a lot of coaches are also, if you don't have a lot of talent, if you come out with a single wing or the box or a more esoteric offense, it may be tougher for the defense. But you made a good point, Ty, that with the open week for East Rock and 2 films to look at, East Rock's defense had a pretty good idea of what the Notre Dame box was going to look like at the hands of Buffalo Gap.
Yeah, and they really saw, if they watched the tape from last week against Stuart Straff, they saw a very successful wing offense, as you call it. The offense put up 35 points for Buffalo Gap last week against Stuart Straff in a really tightly contested ball game that really went right down to the wire. Gap came away with the win over Stuart Straff. But like you said, 2 weeks of tape, and I'm sure Coach Coleman has kind of put together like a little scout team of his own in practice and practiced against just that offense. And
it's really tough because your own team has to mimic it. And it's a very tough offense to mimic. And to give the folks an idea, and probably looking at some video later, you'll see they set up, and it's really almost a rectangle in the backfield, and it's kind of a skewed trapezoid at times. That's why it's called the box. And it's a timing offense. And it's an offense that you never really know who's going to get the snap and who's going to move over to get the snap. The homecoming ceremony is going on right now. We have a football player who's being named homecoming king. Let's see if we can. My friend, I was going to call him Coach Baylor, Principal Baylor, setting it up. And there you go, Alex Bailey, and I didn't catch the young lady's name, but. My age was probably good. I didn't.
Yeah.
Just the way it is. But congratulations to the homecoming court and the homecoming king and queen. But when you look at the difference between a wing, think of the wing tee. The wing tee, you have 2 backs and maybe a third, and you'll have a wing back or 2 wing backs and 2 backs. In the box, all the quarterback and the 3 backs are all in a box behind the center. And we saw in that last play that one player got it and then flipped it to another. And that's what that can do. But it is not a very good passing offense because you've got 4 of the offensive players stuck in the backfield. Right? But it's very good for trickeration, as they used to call it. Clyde Frazier used to call it Nick games and such.
Speaking of not good for passing, you want to go to stats?
Let's take a break, and we'll be back with stats and highlights right after this.
Massanutten Technical Center. Imagine the possibilities.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train.
You like our new scoreboard?
Welcome back. It is a 14-7 lead for East Rock. Let's take a look at our halftime statistics, courtesy of Massanutten, your 4-season mountain resort, and by Old Dominion Realty. Built on integrity with 6 locations to serve you in Virginia and West Virginia. Here's Ty Comer.
Well, really tough to compile a bunch of stats with the turnovers and the penalty yards that we've racked up in the first half. But here are the stats that I do have for you. Williams, 8 of 9. None of his passes have hit the ground today, with his 1 interception being an incompletion. So he's got 8 of 9 for 82 yards and a beautifully thrown touchdown to Isaac Kissling. Jawan Evans, 16 carries already, 97 yards and a touchdown. He has gotten quite the workload. On the other side of the ball, Carter Rivenberg for Buffalo Gap, 8 carries, 39 yards and a touchdown. And as we were talking about, with the wing offense not really conducive to passing, 1 of 3 for Dylan Rankin for -7 yards on tonight's game. Another stat that I didn't mention there, Griffin Morris with 2 catches for 23 yards, and Isaac Kissling 2 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown. So not a bad half there passing the football for East Rockingham.
We're going to take a break, take a look at highlights coming up right after Jeff Salem stops dropping stuff. Back with more right after this.
This is the place we call home. This place right here. This is our place.
When you buy a home, you're not just investing in your future. You're giving your memories a place to call home. Trust the team at Old Dominion Realty to help you start making memories.
For over 100 years, we've been your neighbors and your bankers. When you bought your first home and you made plans for a life together. After you landed that first job. And when you take those next steps, First Bank will always be there for you. For all of life's firsts, First Bank, there's power in one.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Hey, Joe, did you see the game last night? Yeah, man, that was a heck of a comeback, wasn't it?
That's not work-related conversation. Talk about the Wade Way benefits and how every new Subaru purchase gets an authentic game day ball.
Score with the Wade, Bob Wade.
You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. You made the most of your retirement plan, so you better learn to drive that RV, man. So many things you're doing in your life. Nationwide is on your side.
Welcome back to East Rock. Mike Schickman and Ty Comer with you. Time for a look at our halftime highlights, brought to you by Old Dominion Realty, built on integrity with 6 locations to serve you in Virginia and West Virginia. Here we see the coin toss, and Jaywan Evans got it started, and he looked spectacular.
Yeah, just the speed to get around the outside, and that was a real concern coming into the ballgame. And in the first drive, it looked like it was going to be a problem, especially after this fumble here by Buffalo Gap, recovered there by Caden Bush in the East Rockingham defense. And then a beautiful pass. They start figuring out Jaywan a little bit, and a beautiful by Hamrick. Good, I guess you could say good. What am I looking
Anticipation.
for here? Yeah, anticipation. That's the word.
And that's a look at our halftime highlights, brought to you by Old Dominion Realty. Let's take a look at our halftime statistics. Once again, Ty. Halftime scores.
Okay, you scared me a little bit there. Riverhead's on top of Luray at halftime, only 10-3. So Riverhead's running into a formidable opponent.
You're not surprised by that?
No, not at all, especially after watching Luray against Robert E. Lee last week. Luray's going to run it right down your throat, a lot like Riverhead's. Riverhead's is a little bit more of a wing tee based, so not as much down the throat, but you know exactly what's coming from both sides of those teams. Wilson on top of Page at Page. That is Page's homecoming, 14-8 at half. Broadway on top of Fort 7-0. Stonewall getting quite a bit of a massacre, not even at halftime yet. Draft up 42-0, and Waynesboro trailing Rockbridge 14-7.
And we don't have a TA Spotswood score as of yet, but we'll get one for you. We come back, we'll have the opening of the second half of play. It's 14-7. Oh, you got one?
Yep, 14-7. Blazers at the half.
Leading the Turner Ashby Knights. When we come back, we'll be here for the opening kickoff of the second half of play. You're listening to the WSVA.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues.
on the halftime clock. So Mike Schickman and Ty Comer here with you. It's a busy, busy weekend. I know there's Broadway Timberville Arts Festival going on. I think there's the EMU's 100th anniversary, and of course the tremendous effort that JMU put in getting ESPN Game Day. And you're not a JMU guy, but Ty, that's got to be a really big thing even in the Shenandoah Valley, throughout the valley. What does that say about the valley and the growth of JMU football?
It's unbelievable, and I was listening to your show actually today on the way here, as I do a lot of times on Fridays. I listen to the Mike Schick, and you were talking about one of the best things that could have happened was Withers leaving the program, and I couldn't agree more. Houston's come in here and put a different kind of spark in JMU football, and it's really put the country on notice. And a lot of people think that JMU's almost I hate to say it like this, but a stepping stone, and Houston will be on his way to a much better, not better, but
more
a much
lucrative,
higher, right, and a much higher paying job, which who can blame him? As you said about Kenny Brooks, that's a job that you can retire from.
Yeah, that's basically it. But the other thing is I saw poor Coach Withers on the sideline last night as there was the Sun Belt game of the week, and included his Texas State team against some team called the Lobos. I have no idea about really what's in the Conference USA outside of Old Dominion and Marshall, who are playing tomorrow. But this is the amazing thing. Virginia Tech's had game day a couple of times. This is going to be the second for JMU. Old Dominion, Liberty, and Old Dominion, Liberty, and UVA have never had game day. And that really has to do with the town, the community, and the JMU Nation making it special when they had 14,000 people greeting the bus yesterday.
Well, Desmond Howard has tweeted a couple times about how he's excited to get back to the Shenandoah Valley. He loves the beautiful views, and I've heard from multiple people on how they thought JMU was one of the best venues for game day, that the fans are going crazy, and that it's an awesome show because of the just the enthusiasm.
Well, we're at East Rock ready to kick off. They got the kickoff of the game. Our kickoff brought to you by Lowe Brothers Construction. Lowe Brothers Construction, a fourth-generation quality construction company, a name you can trust for quality construction you can count on. I'm going to make a prediction that the team that turns over the football more in this second half will lose. Is that a good one?
Probably a pretty safe bet. If I was a betting man, I'd go with it.
I learned that from your granddad, how to be. Only take the sure bets. But it really is. Turnovers have given each team a touchdown because of the others' malfeasance. And now here, the 14-7 lead. And Buffalo Gap, this is a big drive. It's a cliche, and I know that, and I hate to use it, but Buffalo Gap, a key drive for them in the game. The old saying is you're as good as you are offensively and defensively on your first drive and your opponent's first drive of the second half. So we'll see what happens. We've seen that a lot this year. It happened in that Page County East Rock game we did a few weeks ago. It is a short line drive kick fielded by an up man at the 30. He backpedals, gets a block, tries to turn the corner, and he does, but has to scoot outside. Still, great field position at the 38-yard line.
That might be one of the longest gains of about 6 yards on a kick return that I think I've ever seen.
Well, the young man who made the return, Jay Johnson, and he's got a lot of potential, 6'1", 180. Good size. He's a senior. And in a non-passing offense, 10 catches for 298 yards and 3 scores. First down and 10. The ball is at the 37-yard line. Handoff after the snap. And being buried after a few yards gain is Josh Reed. The ball originally went to Ribbenberg, and he was getting surrounded and flipped the ball to Reed, who comes up and gets a few yards. And there is somebody hurt on the field for Buffalo Gap. And it looks like Reed. Josh Reed is on the ground, and now the trainer from Buffalo Gap is here. The Buffalo Gap, one of their O-linemen, Toby Sprouse, a big senior, not happy that there was no penalty, but looked like a clean hit. So it'll be second down. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more of our WSVAOnline.com Telemedia High School Football Game of the Week after this.
Word.
This is the place we call home. This place right here. This is our place.
When you buy a home, you're not just investing in your future. You're giving your memories a place to call home. Trust the team at Old Dominion Realty to help you start making memories.
They're still tending to Josh Reed. He is still being treated. He now gets up. He's getting up under his own power. Get a great round of applause from the great fans here at East Rock and for his home fans from Buffalo Gap. We hope he's okay. He's walking over on his own power, so hopefully he just lost his breath. We'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing more serious than that. So it'll be second down and 7 at the 41-yard line. Buffalo Gap going right to left across your screen. East Rock pretending to go to your left. So it'll be a second down and 7 from the 41-yard line. They have to get to the 48 for a first down. Buffalo Gap in the white, trimmed in black with the silver stripe down the side of the pants and the black helmets. East Rock in the scarlet jersey, really. And the black numbers surrounded in white, and the black pants with the scarlet stripe down the side. Very snazzy uniforms.
Yeah, Gap going with the helmet stickers. I'm guessing there are incentives.
And 7 in motion, and we're going to have a flag on the play for an illegal procedure more than likely. As Rivenberg got the toss. That's the other issue when you're playing this kind of offense, is that the officials don't know it that well. And I know when JMU switched over to legal procedure called against Gap, so instead of a 2nd and 7, it'll be a 2nd and 12. I know when the JMU went to the wing T, only Delaware and JMU played the wing T really in FCS at the time, 1AA. And officials would sometimes call it a legal procedure when it really wasn't. So second down and 13 from back at the 37-yard line, 36-yard line. Taking the handoff, rolling out, back to pass, goes Rankin, goes deep, has a man wide open, and it's incomplete. It is dropped, and that man was wide open. The pass was there, and number 4, Jay Johnson, could not hold on to the football when he hit the ground. See the replay.
A beautiful ball here by Rankin. He leaves it up right for Jay Jones, and you're going to see it here. Almost brings it in, but the ground ends up causing the muff there. A great effort all the way around, but really, if you want to beat East Rockingham here at East Rockingham here in Elkton, you're going to have to make those kind of plays.
And Massanutten, your four-season mountain resort. And they're calling a penalty against East Rock. And it's a big one, and it saves that drive for Buffalo Gap. So it'll be first down and 10 from just inside East Rock territory. Our second half being brought to you courtesy of our good friends at the Marius Group.
Rivenberger took that one to the side. I think
it's about 5. Let's tell you that the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice at Ameriprise Financial Services with offices in Harrisonburg, Strasburg, and Winchester. It'll be a second down and a long 6 from the 46-yard line. Actually, the 45 of East Rock. Little toss, end around, man is open. Here comes Jay Johnson being chased, and Johnson crosses the 40 and finally gets shoved out of bounds after making a first down and more. That may be one of the biggest plays offensively in the game for Buffalo Gap. They're going to mark the ball at the 33-yard line, and let's take a look at our Massanutten straight ahead for Mackenzie Hamrick. And he is going to get close to the 30, and it'll be second down and about 5.
Quick update from Riverheads. I know a lot of people got their eyes on that. It's moving quickly. 17-3 Riverheads at the end of the third quarter.
Well, when they get ahead with that grind 'em up offense, they are tough to stop. They're going to mark the football at the 30, so it'll be second down and about 5. Make it 6. Rolling out on the far side, Ribbenberg, and he's going to get past the 30 up near the 32, 33-yard line. And it's going to set up a third down. 9:53 to go in the half, in the third quarter, that is. And it'll be actually second down. Excuse me, I stand corrected. It is third down and 8. They were slow on the sideline. Third down and about 5, and the ball will be at the 27-yard line. Quarterback keeper again for Mackenzie Hamrick. Tries to make a move back, gets down to the 25-yard line. And that's going to be shy of the first down, but there's a flag on the play, and from where the flag was thrown, I get the feeling it's either a face mask, but more likely a hold. The officials have kind of slowed down this one. And the officials are going to illegal procedure against Buffalo Gap. They're going to call the whole play back, so it'll be third down and about 11 right now, as the ball is going to be moved back outside the 35. Official spots the football actually inside the 35 at it'll be third down and 10, and the officials have had their struggles tonight as well. Never pick on high school football officials. They have the most thankless job, except for high school basketball officials, because they're a lot closer to the fans. So it'll be third down and 10. The ball will be marked at the 32-yard line. And we go with the box. Taking the handoff, rolling out. Here comes Hamrick, throws deep, has a man, and it's incomplete. Flag on the play. They're going to call that pass interference. Johnson, it seemed like it may have been the defensive back had his hand on Johnson. Let's see the replay from Massanutten.
From my angle, it looked like they were both hand fighting a little bit. Jay Johnson just losing that hand fight. I don't.
No, that's not a pass interference.
I think that's.
I don't know if that was catchable either. But the East Rock fans aren't happy, and they're going to mark it down, and it'll be a first down for East Rock. They're going to move the ball all the way down to the inside the 20 to the 17. So the officials have helped Buffalo Gap gets in the red zone for the second time this afternoon. They trail by a touchdown, 14-7. A lot of time left, 9:33 to go in the third period. Handoff goes to the big fullback, Ryan Wilcher. He pounds forward and gets a nice gain on first down. Gets the ball down to about the 13. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 13.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4 officially on the play. Here comes Hamrick. Hamrick keeps it himself, gets buried in the backfield back at the 15-yard line. Lost a couple on the play.
Stopped in his trucks out there.
Where Buffalo Gap has had success with their offense is on the second flip. It's the quarterback flipping it to somebody else, or one of the other backs flipping it to another back going in the opposite direction. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 14, 4-down territory. Back to pass. Here comes Rankin, throws, and the pass is complete for a 1st down inside the 5-yard line.
Another flag's been thrown, possibly off the field. The line judge threw that one over there on the side, John Sims.
Mark the football down at the 5 or the 6. Let's take a look at our Massanutten Resort replay. Had time to throw. Rankin looks. There's the flag. I think it's going to be a hold from where that flag was, or a hold on the defense. The officials take a lot of time in caucusing in this one. Holding against Buffalo Gap. Against East Rock, that is. So it'll be a defensive holding, and that's going to be half the distance to the goal line. So East Rock has been heavily penalized in this big first drive for Buffalo Gap. Every time it looked like they had Gap out, a penalty has gotten the ball farther and deeper. Ball's going to be marked inside the 5. 1st and goal to go from the 4. Here comes the big guy, Wiltshire. He pounds forward for a couple, down to about the 3.
That's Ryan Wiltshire on the carry.
Clock is running, 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. It has been a slog here in the 3rd quarter because of numerous whistles and flags and an injured player. Haven't seen Reed back in there. So it'll be 2nd and goal to go from the 3. Direct snap goes to the big runner, and Rivenberg takes it home for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Rivenberg with a 3-yard touchdown run. And right now, let's take a look at the Massanutten Resort replay.
It's just another direct snap, and Rivenberg's just going to punch it in there for another pretty simple touchdown. That seems to be Rivenberg's forte, is get it down there to the goal line, and then he's the guy to punch it in.
Well, they've got a good kicker who'll be, Hoke will be going for the PAT to tie us up at 14. Snap is good. The kick is high enough. It is far enough. And it is off to the right. Holy cow. So the PAT is missed, and East Rock, looking for its first possession of the second half, still has the lead, 14-13. Back with more after this.
1 minute and 20.
Gap has allowed East Rock to take this 1-point lead, 14-13 here with 7 minutes and 32 seconds left to go.
And Buffalo Gap Hope will kick it away. And East Rock would like a nice return. They've got 2 backs deep. One, Jawan Evans, the other, Prophecy Kissimmee. Hoke has a very strong arm, and he just booted that too hard. A strong leg. It is a ground ball to short. He is muffed and fallen upon at the 42. Great field position, though, with 7:31 to go. 42-yard line for East Rock. East Rock leading by 1. This is a very important drive for them because their defense just committed way too many penalties. Is that 4 penalties in that drive?
All to really just extend the drive for Buffalo Gap and give them that score.
They were all key, especially that pass interference. 1st and 10, Jawan at tailback. Dylan Williams at quarterback. 2 receivers tight to the short side. 1 receiver wide to the far side. Here comes Jawan, tries to turn the corner. He cannot. He gets upended behind the line of scrimmage. Great open field. Ever tell you about the Buffalo Cap football coach? I actually bounced on my knee when he was a kid. Robbie Maxwell. His dad, Bob Maxwell, was the first-year head coach when I came to the Valley in 1978 at Stewart Track High School. 1st down and 10 at the 42. Actually, it's 2nd down and 10. The scoreboard's kind of slow right now. Handoff looking to turn the corner again, and it is Jawan. He does. He gets about 5-6 yards before he's spun out of bounds. It'll set up a 3rd down and about 5. 3rd down and about 5 for East Rock. Well, I think it's actually closer to 3rd down and 6. 3rd and 6 at the 47-yard line. Have to get to the 48 of Buffalo Gap for the 1st down. Jawan looking to the sideline. Williams, the quarterback, trips on the wide side of the field, the far side. See him at the head of the screen. Back to pass goes Williams. He's going to keep it himself. Drives forward. He has the 1st down at the 43-yard line. Well, Buffalo Gap didn't contain the quarterback. And Williams with a big 1st down run to keep this drive going. Ball now at the 43-yard line. Let's take a look at that Massanutten Resort, your Four Seasons Mountain Resort replay.
Yeah, nice job by Williams. He does a very good job. That's part of his game of extending plays, using his blockers in the backfield there within the pocket, and then for a nice 10-yard gain in the 1st down.
On the 1st down play from the 44, straight up the middle goes Jawan, and he gets about 8 yards. And that's one of the rare times since the 1st quarter he's been able to get anything up front, right in the middle. Ball is now at the 36-yard line of Buffalo Gap. It started at the 43 of the Gap.
That run does take him up over 100 yards once again tonight. I'm not sure Jawan has been under 100 yards anytime we've covered him this year.
Trips on the left, 1 on the right, on the 2nd down and 3. Back to pass Williams. Quick pass play. It is complete coming out of the backfield and now getting smooshed. That was Darius Brown with the big reception for a first down. Clock is running, stopping the clock to move the chains with 5:29 to go in this 3rd quarter. The 3rd quarter brought to you in part by the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services with offices in Harrisonburg, Strasburg, and Winchester. 1st down and 10. The ball is at the 26-yard line. Jawan goes the other side, cuts back against the grain inside the 25 to about the 23. Gain of a few on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and about 7. 2nd and 7. The ball is at the 24, just outside the 24. Trips on the short side, way on the left, and another wide receiver on the wide side. Williams again. Jawan gets a block, tries to turn around, to turn the corner, and he does, and gets knocked out of bounds close to the 20. Still going to be short of the 1st down, but right now East Rock is in 4-down territory with 4:34 to go.
Buffalo Gap leaving a lot of single coverage on the outside. I'm wondering if or when Coach Coleman will go to that fade route that Dylan Williams threw so beautifully in the 1st half to Isaac Kissling.
3rd down and a little long 5 at the 21. Empty backfield. 2 receivers short side, 3 on the wide side. Here's the pass. It is complete at the 20. Trying to break a tackle and unable to break that tackle. This time is number 20. That's Tanner Kissling, his 10th catch of the season. And it's now going to be a 4th down. And a couple, and East Rock's going to call for time, I believe. We'll take a break and be back with more right after these words.
Yeah, man. I think my team's really going to make the playoffs this year.
Man, you're crazy.
Crazy. You want to hear crazy? How about 0% for 72 months on all 2017 Subaru models?
You will receive an authentic game day football with every new Subaru purchase.
Score with the Wayway. Live weight Subaru.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. It's hard to stop a train.
4th down and almost 4 from the 20-yard line. East Rock has to get to the Buffalo Gap between the 17 and the 18. They need 3 yards, 17 and 16. And they're going to go for it on 4th down at the 20 of Buffalo Gap. Mike Schickman, Ty Comer with you. 3:54 to go. Third quarter of play, 1-point lead for East Rock. They haven't scored since the first quarter. Empty backfield for Dylan Williams. And now I think Buffalo Gap may call for time. We'll take a break and be back in 30 seconds.
Clear to zip. That's good. Good job. Game on.
3:54 to go, third quarter of play, 14-13. East Rock with the lead. They have a crucial 4th down and a long 3 from the 20-yard line of Buffalo Gap. Last time they came out with an empty backfield, and Buffalo Gap didn't like it. They called their timeout, so both teams have burned a timeout in this drive. We have not seen Prophecy Kissimmee in this game. So, except for the muffed kickoff or punt.
And he's standing all the way down at the end of the bench, not even close to Coach Cole.
Back to pass, Williams being chased. Williams gets a block, looks, and he's going to go down. So a turnover on downs, and Buffalo Gap will get the football back with 3:45 to go in this third quarter. And let's take a look at our Massanutten Resort replay.
Almost a coverage sack there for Williams. Really nowhere to go with the ball, and a strong pursuit there from Buffalo Gap as well. But coverage downfield caused him to really just have to take the sack.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 27 of Buffalo Gap. And Gap has a chance to retake the lead. Handoff goes straight up the middle. I think that's Josh Reed.
He's back in there.
That's good to see. Reed with the carry. He was out injured, and took about 5 minutes to get him back in the game, and he gets a nice 6-yard plus gain. It'll be 2nd down and 4 at the 35-yard line. It's the box formation. Direct handoff goes to Rankin. Rankin's going to power forward for the 1st down. So one of Rankin's rare carries in this ball game, and he gets more than enough for the 1st down at the 40. Well, give Buffalo Gap credit. They have hung in, they have made mistakes, but East Rock has made more mistakes, especially on the first drive of the second half by Buffalo Gap to get a touchdown. So it'll be 1st down and 10 here Here's the toss. It goes to Rivenberg. Tries to turn the corner. He does. He gets a couple of yards to about the 43. And it'll be a 2nd down and 7. If you can keep Rivenberg to only 3 or 4 yards, you've done pretty well on defense.
Yeah, you can see here another direct snap. And East Rock just doing a nice job of containing the edge there. Prophecy Kissmore on defense. I do like that Prophecy Kissmore has played well on defense tonight, even though he's not getting it to go his way on the offensive side of the ball.
Replay brought to you by Massanutten, your four-season resort. Handoff goes to the big guy, Wiltshire. He pounds forward for the first down inside of East Rock territory. Well, that's the best thing about this. You know they're going to run the ball most of the time, and you know that they have different guys who can run very well. And there's Wiltshire with it in this second half. First down and 10 now at the 49-yard line of East Rock. Here's Rivenberg, tries to turn the corner. He gets beautifully stopped. Take a look, a beautiful stop by number 5 for the East Rock Eagles, and that is Trenton Morris. Big hit.
8 different carriers of the ball here for Buffalo Gap. Carter Rivenberg the most, obviously, with 13. Getting nothing going there. So he's tried the outside and he's tried the inside. East Rock has got a nice containing game of Carter Rivenberg.
2nd down and 10. Here's the toss. Back to pass goes Rankin. Rankin looks, goes deep, has Johnson open, and he makes the grab inside the 17-yard line. It was waiting for him. The coverage was pretty loose, and Johnson all alone for that big pass play. From the 49-yard line all the way down to the red zone at the 18. 1st and 10. The ball hanging in the air, and the defender just was afraid after that cheap foul called against him earlier. So now it's 1st down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Here comes Rankin straight ahead, powers forward, wiggles down to the 12-yard line, a gain of 6 on the play. And now Rankin is getting warmed up and running the football.
Yeah, all of a sudden, that pass play, and you see this Buffalo Gap Bison offense in a different light, really. They're down threatening, and they've been successful in their last 2 drives.
And their defense has done a great job against East Rock after the first quarter. Rankin rolling out to the right. Rankin looks, throws over the middle, pass is complete, and it's not enough for the touchdown, just shy.
I kind of want to see this on the replay.
I thought he was in.
I thought he was in as well.
Morris with the stop, but nice pass play from Rankin. I didn't even see who caught it. Let's take a look at the Massanutten Resort replay.
See a rollout, and he's just going to find his favorite receiver, Jay Johnson.
And the drive down inside the 1, still not enough. 43 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go from inside the 1-yard line. Ball just missed into the end zone by Jay Jones.
Tough angle there on that replay.
Yeah, well, and it's also at our far corner.
Right.
And it's a long trip for the video lens too, but our boys, Joel Taylor and company, doing a great job. Here comes Rankin, tries to turn the corner, gets away from one tackler. He's in, touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown to give Buffalo Gap the lead with 14.2 seconds to go. A 1-yard touchdown by Rankin. Dylan Rankin. We look at the Massanutten Resort replay. No, make that Rivenberg.
Yeah, that'll be Rivenberg's 3rd touchdown on the night, and that will add to his already impressive total of 12 rushing touchdowns. He's now up to 15-20 overall on the year.
And we'll see now if they're going to go for 2 or go for they will go for 2. Wiltshire back there. Rankin, Reed, and Rivenberg. Goes to Wiltshire straight ahead, dances, well, more like plums into the end zone. Yeah.
You know who he reminds me of, Mike? Wears 40 and it has the big the neck roll. He reminds me of old fullback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mike Allstott.
Well, that's a 21-14 lead on the two-point conversion. We'll be back for the kickoff coming up in just a moment.
What is it?
21-14, Rivenburg with the 1-yard touchdown, and then the two-point conversion run by Wilshire. And with 14.2 seconds to go in this third quarter, it's now Buffalo Gap going to kick off. Buffalo Gap has been kicking squib kicks because they don't want one of the quick backs like Jawan Evans or Prophecy Kissamore to return the kick. But East Rock only one drive so far in this third quarter. Buffalo Gap has scored on both of their drives. That one was a very clean drive, but great pass play to Jay Johnson set it up. Passes, Johnson missed one. This one is a line drive kick, fielded and fallen over by an up back at the 37-yard line. And that's Griffin Morris. So 13.1 seconds to go in the third quarter. And East Rock will get it at the 38-yard line. You have a final on that Riverhead score?
We do. We've got two score updates. You've got Riverhead's final 4-3 over Louis Ray, and Paige Wilson tied at 14 after 3.
Good to Paige. First down and 10 at the 38.
I'm ready.
East Rock Eagles need a score here to keep pace. 3 unanswered touchdowns by Buffalo Gap. One in the second quarter, 2 here in the third. And we have flags all over the place. And it's going to be an illegal procedure, I believe, against East Rock. And the penalties have really killed East Rock in this second half especially. It is an illegal procedure, so instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 15. Ball will be marked back at the 33-yard line. Well, those are, sometimes it's a physical mistake, sometimes it's a mental mistake. And East Rock has had its share of both as far as the Zebras are concerned. First down and 15 with 10.9 seconds to go in this third quarter. And Chandler Breeden is going to check into the lineup. Griffin Morris is going to set up on the left wing. I haven't seen much of the wing tee tonight from East Rock. I do play some of it. Single setback, and it's not Jawan Evans. Williams on the handoff straight ahead, powering forward for about 3 yards up to the 37-yard line. And that was Chandler Breeden. And that is it for the third quarter pro. 3 East Rock trailing Buffalo Gap 21-14. You're listening to the WSVA Online Telemedia High School Football Webcast of the Week.
So you're up at dawn, kid, look alive. You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. You made the most of your retirement plan, so you better learn to drive that RV, man. So many things you're doing in your life. Nationwide is on your side.
For over 100 years, we've been your neighbors and your bankers. When you bought your first home, and you made plans for a life together. After you landed that first job. And when you take those next steps, First Bank will always be there for you. For all of life's firsts, First Bank. There's power in one.
Here for the fourth quarter.
Back here at East Rock, 21-14 at the start of the fourth quarter. East Rock will start their drive in decent field position just inside the 40. 35. Excuse me.
And it's actually starting from the 38-yard line. Here's a quick pass play, and it's a poor pass for Williams. I don't know if it got tipped at all. The receiver was wide open, and that's going to set up a third down and 11 at the 37. Pass was intended for Isaac Kissling.
If we run the replay back right here, I think Kissling might have thought that was a run play, not looking for the ball at all there. So a little bit of miscommunication to start the fourth quarter.
Another one of those mistakes we're talking about. Third down and 11. Big third down here. You don't want to give Buffalo Gap the football. They've been hot. Rolling out to the near side, it's Dorian Williams. Looks, throws downfield, passes in. And it'll be a punting situation for the East Rock Eagles. You got to give Coach Klein and Buffalo Gap a lot of credit. They have come to play. Let's take a look at our Massanutten Resort replay. The pass was there, but only one hand by Isaac Kissling. He overthrown. Fourth down and 11, punting situation. Two punters, two returners back deep. As we get set. It is a line drive punt. It is fielded at the 36, over to the 40, to the 45, racing up to midfield and down to the 46-yard line. There is a flag on the play, a late flag thrown, I believe, against Buffalo Gap on the return, but still a great return on a line drive punt. Officials have spent a lot of time at the watering hole caucusing. And it's going to be walked back against, it's going to be a hold. Illegal use of hands. It works better when I use my mouth. And that's going to move the ball back to the 40-yard line.
More penalties tonight or more penalties in the Spotswood East Rock game opening weekend?
I think for East Rock tonight. Spotswood was one who's getting big penalties. So the ball's at the 40 with 11:38 to go for Buffalo Gap. High snap, but Rivenberg has it. Cuts upfield, has some running room, and he skirts his way down to midfield. That's going to be close to a first down. Right now, the wheels are coming off the truck for the Eagles. All the Bison are running like their namesakes. It's going to be short of the first down by about a half a yard. We take a look at the Massanutten Resort replay. Our second half, by the way, brought to you by the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services. Second down and less than one. Straight ahead, big running room for Rankin, who's had a huge second half. Maybe not statistically, but he has run the offense impeccably. He's got the first down to the 44 of East Rock. And the way the offense is for the Bison, they are taking their time. And they're chewing up lots of clock. Buffalo Gap leads by a touchdown, 21-14. First down and 10, 44-yard line. Here comes Rivenberg, tries to turn the corner. He gets slowed down, breaks the tackle as he rolls forward close to the 40.
A nice job of getting what you can get there from Rivenberg.
Actually, he got more than he should have gotten.
Right, and he delivered a nice stiff arm, broke another tackle or two. Like I said, earlier in the game, Carter Rivenberg just showing his athletic ability. Delivers a nice stiff arm there.
And East Rock's lucky. That could have been another face mask. Second down and 7. Down to the 42. Once again, Rivenberg breaks the tackle, has some running room, has the first down. Check, yes, it was Rivenberg. And right now, East Rock looks like a bunch of tired campers. See the Buffalo Gap crowd enjoying this one.
Not showing much emotion over there, Mike.
Maybe a little chilly sitting out there. We're lucky we're behind windows for the most part. 9:50 to go in the ball game. And it's going to be another first down for Buffalo Gap. Official's going to come out. I think there may have been a flag thrown. Nope. Surprised when there's not. Ball at the 33-yard line. Hand off straight ahead and not much running room at all.
It's the first time they've really stopped Wilshire for, no gain really.
Well, the clock is running though, and Buffalo Gap milking the clock now. We talked about at the end of the first half, didn't look like they were playing with enough intensity and quickness to get an extra score, but here they are, and they've slowed it down to an arc. 2nd down and 10, no gain for Wilshire. On the handoff, going this time, Rivenberg tries to turn the corner, stretched out, and goes out of bounds, losing 3 yards. That stops the clock, too. With 9:05, and there's a couple of late flags, and I think it's going to be thrown at a couple of Blazers, a couple of Eagles. I mean, the defense just came up with a great play, and I don't know what they were upset about, but not good. If you're an East Rock fan, if you're a Buffalo Gap fan, you're happy as a clam. And the officials are keeping both teams apart. It's been a very chippy game, really, from the outset, especially as this game has increased its intensity and the officials talking it over with each football coach. I don't know if it's a personal foul, late personal foul.
I think there was a little scrap at the far side of the field there from receiver and corner.
Unsportsmanlike against East Rock. We talked about that first drive in the second half for Buffalo Gap, and every time it looked like they had a stop, East Rock got called for a penalty, but unsportsmanlike conduct is unforgivable at this stage of the game. You may have just cost your team a chance at winning this ball game.
With the way Gap's offense has been running, running the ball inbounds, gaining yards towards that first down marker, and then picking up first downs as well.
And then being given gifts.
As you see on this penalty here. Move that ball up.
We'd have to take off our shoes and socks to have enough toes for how many penalties called against East Rock in this game. Far fewer against Buffalo Gap. It's going to move the football all the way down to the 21. 9:05 to go. And Buffalo Gap drive continues. Here comes Rivenberg again, spins, but only gets a couple of yards. Really, between the lines and doing their job, East Rock's done a nice job against the offense for the Eagles, but it's the extracurriculars, the penalties. They had I thought not a great call on a pass interference, but most of these penalties have been legit against East Rock. And give Buffalo Gap credit, they have not cut back to the same kind of attitude as the Eagles have. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the red zone, from the 18. Straight ahead.
Rivenberg getting a very deep dosage of carries here in the second half.
Rivenberg East, Rivenberg West, and Rivenberg straight up the middle. But again, that just gains about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4, but it's 4 down territory at the 15-yard line. The ball was picked up after a penalty against the East Rock to the 38-yard line. Actually, no, it was after the kickoff. And good defense right now, Surge right there to stop Buffalo Gap. Rivenberg, no place to go.
Yeah, interesting that they actually went away.
Me, that was Hammer. I stand corrected.
Interesting that they went away from Rivenberg and they went with Hammer.
And he went right into the defense of a couple. 4th down and 6 from the 17. And Buffalo Gap will go for it. And this could be the play of the game defensively for East Rock right here. 7:10 to go. Back to pass, going deep to Johnson. Johnson makes the grab in the end zone, but can't hold on. Well, Johnson's missed a couple that he's had in his hands as the coverage was there for East Rock. What a great pass. We see the Massanutten Resort replay. Johnson had it and just couldn't hold on.
Rankin has been really threading some needles here in the second half. Some deep passes that he's put right in the hands of his receivers, and he's not getting much help on the back end of it.
So 7:03 to go. East Rock still in the ball game at the 17-yard line, their own 17. And tell you what, East Rock's got to score a touchdown here because they may not get the ball back. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. 7:03 to go in the ball game. Handoff goes to the tailback off the right side. That's Jaywan Evans for about 7. He's going to go up to about the 25. Jaywan well over 100 yards in this ball game, but hasn't been the breakout since the first quarter. 2nd down and about a long 2 at the 25-yard line. 6:35 to go in the ball game. Jaywan again going off the right side, and he's going to be stopped. It's going to be close to the first. I think about a half a yard short. No, they say it's a first down. What do I know? Didn't look like the spot was good enough, but a first down and 10 now at the 28-yard line. Outside the 28. And East Rock is attacking Buffalo up quickly. Here comes Jaywan, looks for a block, gets one, has close to the first down, up to the 40-yard line. Well, Jaywan, this is how the game started for East Rock. Dylan Thompson with the stop. It'll be a first down and 10 at the 40.
This is what you don't want to see as a Buffalo Gap fan, is Jaywan Evans get going again as he did in that first drive with 60 yards. He's already picked up a strong number of yards here in this drive as well.
This is only the second possession of the second half. Once again, here's Jaywan, gets tripped up at the 45. Gain of 5 still on the play. 5:40 to go. And East Rock is in business, trailing by a touchdown, 21-14. Maybe a little longer than 5 on this one. Here comes Dylan Williams. 2 receivers left, one on the wide side of the field. Handoff, Jaywan Evans, first down and more. Breaks through the midfield stripe and drives down all the way. Fumbles the football, but it's going to be East Rock football back at the 43-yard line. I think he was already down by contact. See if we can see that Mascot Resort replay. No, it really was a fumble. Here's Jaywan, breaks the tackle, gets the ball knocked down. Hasn't been knocked out yet. And he was down already. So much ado about nothing. First down and 10 now at the 43 of Buffalo Gap. Buffalo Gap leads by 7, 21-14, 5 minutes to go in regulation time. And this one, it was a bad thing. It's going to be a legal procedure. People were moving all over the place. Again, another big penalty against East Rock. And this is the kind of penalty that drives coaches crazy.
Yeah. You've got your offense moving. You've got the momentum on your side, and then all of a sudden the center just doesn't snap the ball. Everybody else on offense moves. It becomes a false start.
Can't blame the center. You just don't know. But the ball will be pushed back to the 48-yard line outside the 48. It'll be first down and 15. 4:50 to go in regulation time. Buffalo Gap 21, East Rock 14. This will be the last time East Rock gets the football. Back to pass. Pass is complete at the 45. That's going to be the yardage, most of the yardage back on the penalty. It'll be second down and about 11. It'll be marked at the 45-yard line, inside the 45. 4:20 to go. Clock continues to run. You see it on the bottom corner of the screen with our score. Handoff goes to Jaywan Evans, breaks a tackle, and then he gets knocked down. He got back to the original yard marker, and there's a flag on the play in the middle of the field. I don't know what it is. see if we can see a replay on this, our Massanutten four-season mountain resort.
It's done on the opposite side of the field, so.
Could be a defensive hold, but who knows? Here's the replay.
Hands by the defense.
No way of telling there.
No, it's against the grade. It's against Buffalo Gap. It's a hold. It's a defensive hold to get the ball down to the 30-yard line. Officially, was that a block in the back?
I believe it was illegal use of his hands.
1st and 10 with under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. 21-14. Buffalo Gap with the lead. East Rock on the drive. Once again, here comes Jaylon, and he drives down to the 25. Gain of about 5 on the play. Clock continues to run. 3:40 to go. Both teams have burned a timeout in this game. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Actually, 2nd down and 6. And all Jaywan Evans here. Here comes Williams again. Jaywan follows his blocker, cuts against the grain, has some running room, continues to drive. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, East Rock. A 26-yard run for Jaywan Evans to put Rock within an extra point of time in the ball game.
What a patient run here by Jaywan.
Number 26 for East Rock puts it up. Flag on the play. There is somebody moved. Colby Price, sophomore kicker.
Offside.
Offside.
Buffalo Gap.
Well, now that may change the play. They may go for 2 right here, because that would give them the football down inside the 2. Penalty is declined, though, by Donnie Coleman. .3:15 to go.
If it's a dead ball penalty, I'm a little confused on why Coach Coleman would.
Here's the PAT. It is high enough. It is far enough. It is through there. We are tied at 21. 21 all on a big PAT right there. Colby Price will be back with more right after this.
Now playing 7 days a week at Paul Oba Ford.
Our touchdown brought to you by Jenkins Insurance for all your insurance needs. See Mike and Tammy Jenkins and their wonderful staff. And a big PAT right there. And our PAT is brought to you courtesy of Star Heating and Cooling. Comfort Craftsman. 3:15 to go, and now here comes the Buffalo Gap Bison with the football with 3:15 to go in the 4th quarter, tied at 21. Second half brought to you by the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services. Colby Price will kick it off here after nailing that PAT. Line drive, end over end kick, fielded at the 21. Juking, here comes Rivenberg, tries to turn outside. He's got the corner up to the 40, and he's going to dance out of bounds at the 7-yard line. You know, that was a very smart play by Rivenberg. He knows his offense is not the speediest attack force, and instead of going for an extra yard or 2, he went out of bounds and stopped the clock with 3:06 to go. Tie ball game, Buffalo Gap 21, East Rock 21, but Gap has a lot of time. The ball will be at the 47-yard line.
Get it back, boys!
Out of that Notre Dame box. Here comes Rivenberg, looks for a block. He may have a penalty on that one. Rivenberg has some running room, breaks past the 40 up to the 46. I thought that was a block that one of the East Rock guys was illegally blocked, but no flag anyway. So it'll be a 1st down and 10 already at the 35-yard line. Watch the replay here. And Ribbon, that one, it looked like a push in the back. 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Straight ahead, not much running room there. And driven back Well, Buffalo Gap has a long leg field goal kicker.
Up there by 10-3.
2.5 to go in this fourth quarter, tied at 21.
No game.
First and 10 at the 35-yard, second and 10 at the 35. And that was a big stop on Rivenberg. Great defense.
Well, that ball actually came out, Mike. And East Rock recovered that. That's
and a pass intended for Rivenberg, and it was dropped. And that'll be a third down and 10 with a lot of time left, 2:08 to go. You're absolutely right, but it looked like the ground may have caused the fumble, just like it was on Jawan Evans. But I'd like to see that one again on replay. That play before this past one. 2:08 to go. Incompleted pass stops the clock. Third down, 10 at the 35-yard line. Back to pass. Rankin looks, throws deep, has a man wide open, and it's incomplete. It was intended down the far sideline. And I thought that was some pushing and shoving out there. It was intended for Josh Reed. So now it's fourth down and 10, and Buffalo Gap's got to go for it because this may be the last time they get the football, and Rivenberg will come out of the ball game.
They're going to send on Hope to punt this one away and try to.
He's a big guy. I don't think he's going to run with the football.
Nobody back there for Doc.
They'll try to put on the Winchester. It has not been an artistic night of football, but it has been a very interesting one. And now, in the fourth quarter, East Rock has the football with 1:54 to go, and the ball will be at their own 20.
We have seen Dylan Williams in this situation before. He led the East Rock offense down for a late score against Stewart's weeks ago at the Shenandoah Valley Classic at James Madison.
First down and 10. Here comes Jawan, jukes in the middle and gets a couple of yards up to the 22. Well, the worst thing that can happen is a turnover, and then comes overtime, and again, Buffalo Gap hoping to hold on and that East Rock doesn't score in the next minute and a half. Clock is running, a 1:30 to go. Williams back to pass, pump fakes. Williams goes deep, has a man open, Jawan Evans, it's incomplete, and that time Jawan played D-back, as back deep to do some great job on defense was Josh Reed.
Nothing doing on the outside.
No hitching and no go. So it'll be third down and 8 with 1:20 to go.
This turns into a scary situation with the clock stop. Buffalo Gap most likely going to send the house on a punt if it were to come to that.
Jawan with the football, looking for a block. Can't get one, and he gets dragged out of bounds at the 24, and that stops the clock with a minute. No, they didn't stop the clock. He stayed in bounds. Clock is running. So it looks like unless Buffalo Gap can block a punt, and finally we get a timeout being called. Timeout on the field with 56.5 seconds to go. And they're now caucusing. The Eagles are on the near side, on the far side, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
So you're up at dawn, kid, look alive. You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. You made the most of your retirement plan, so you better learn to drive that RV, man. So many things you're doing in your life. Nationwide is on your side.
Fourth down and 8. East Rock's going to punt away the football. You and I both know, Ty Comer, what Buffalo Gap's going to try to do.
Yeah, they got to send the house here. But they do have 2 men back. It'll be interesting to see with the offense that Gap runs. They're not really very good at the big chunk plays.
But their kicker has a very long leg.
Yeah, we saw that on the very first extra point attempt. He boomed that through by a good margin. He kicked it over the little concrete slab they have, I guess, back there for East Rock here. And that would probably be good from about 35-40.
Two Bison back. Jay Johnson, one of them. He's the speedster. Here comes the punt. Low snap. One they didn't send the house. A high booming kick. It sends Johnson back. It takes a bounce. Johnson picks it up. Tries to turn the corner and cannot. And he gets buried. That'll stop the clock with 49.8 seconds to go. So unless Johnson and Rankin can connect on a long pass play. The problem with defending Buffalo Gap here is they have that long pass play available, but they can also run the ball down the field. They still have a couple of timeouts. They have a couple of timeouts left. One, actually.
Actually got a little scuffle going on the sideline here between J1 and number 44. That got a little ugly down here.
Here comes Rivenberg, tries to turn the corner, heading for the sideline, and he steps out of bounds after gaining about 43.4 seconds to go. I like Rivenberg. Not only is he a very fine football player, he's a very smart football player.
Doesn't take any unnecessary hits and stops the clock when it needs it.
The problem for Buffalo Gap, only one timeout, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. And you got to figure they're about 30 yards shy of a good field goal try.
Yeah, a lot of this offense is going to be to the outside, trying to get out of bounds mostly.
Here's the handoff to Reed. Reed breaks the tackle, has the first down. That'll stop the clock with 36.9 seconds.
If you're Buffalo Gap here, you got to get on the ball.
You really got to spike it.
That's a 1st down Gap.
They set up very quickly, and they're going to go for a play. Trying to turn the corner. Rivenberg helps to the sideline this side, gets a few yards, but chews up a lot of clock. 23.5 seconds to go. Morris in to stop. 21 all, Buffalo Gap and East Rock. It's been a physical, entertaining ball game because we've seen some great plays, but it's a sloppy at times, especially by East Rock. 2nd down and 7. Back to pass, goes back, and he gets sacked. Clock continues to run, and I have a feeling that Buffalo Gap's going to wait to go into overtime. There's no rush,
Loss on the play.
and we're going to see overtime.
8.
As we take a look at the replay, good push by the defense of East Rock. East Rock has played pretty good defense for the most part. So is Buffalo Gap, and that is it for regulation time. We are tied at 21. And we'll have the announcement, and they're talking it over with some players on the sideline who are getting into it on the East Rock sideline.
What we do here is one toss, and he's going to shot from the 10-yard line. 4 shots for the 10. And if they score, then they're going to get shot up from the 10 line. And we see who wins after both teams have their own shot.
There you go. So you heard the public address announcer here at East Rock. You flip the coin who goes first, and you really want to be the team that goes second, because this way you can decide to go for a field goal right away. You get the ball from the 10, and you've got downs to get it into the end zone. You're 4 downs.
And as we've been talking about, that really applies to Buffalo Gap as well. If they can stop East Rock and have their choice at the second attempt, that strong-legged kicker, that game could be on the line.
Well, you don't have a 10-yard, a 20-yard field goal is not a long-strength kicker. It's just about 5 yards longer than a PAT. Or 7 yards if you get no yards at all. But either this is a big coin toss, and we'll decide who gets the football first, and we'll go into overtime. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Massanutten Technical Center. Imagine the possibilities.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Welcome back to East Rock, our first overtime football game on the WSBAonline.com telemedia high school football game of the week. Shenandoah Valley Sports brings you an overtime tonight. Game is tied at 21-all. East Rock led 14-0 after one. It was 14-7 at the break. And then in the third quarter, Buffalo Gap dominated to score 3 unanswered touchdowns, and that's where we are. And going into overtime, you get 4 shots from the 10 to score. 3 plays, and then either you kick a field goal or you go for it. Now, the coin toss is so important because the team that wins the coin toss will decline. They will go second. Now, that's for the first overtime. The second overtime, they flip-flop. But at least you have an idea of what you have to beat. And that's so important in a ball game like this. So we have bonus coverage for you here tonight on WSBAonline.com. Mike Schickman along with Ty Comer. Our second half brought to you by the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, with us in Harrisonburg, Strasburg, and Winchester. Well, there's no sponsor officially for the overtime, but we are looking forward. This game could go on for quite some time, especially from the 10. Buffalo Gap's offense is very potent inside the 10, and with Jaywan Evans inside the 10, you have more opportunities as well.
It really goes back to what we were talking about before the game with the strong rushing offenses in it, and they haven't disappointed tonight. Jaywan Evans and Carter Rivenberg, the 2 top running backs in the Shenandoah district, and they have both played well. Evans with 2 touchdowns and Rivenberg with 3, and it goes right back to like what we were talking about. Who can run the ball better, and maybe who can kick the ball.
Well, and I think it's going to come down to what's been the bugaboo for East Rock tonight, mistakes. Because if you commit penalties here in the overtime or make a mistake, you can be in big trouble. Coming out is Rankin for Buffalo Gap. Coming out is Riley Ream for, is that Ream or is that Chandler Breeden, number 10. And this is a big coin toss. See if the officials. This is such a. So we finally got the Spotswood victory over TA tonight, 21-14. TA's nightmare of the season continues.
A little shout out to Jeff Salem there on the camera, down field level.
It's always nice to see him working. Gives his lovely bride a chance to, and when she sees him on TV, she see him on camera, she knows he's not getting into trouble. We're about ready to go as the coin toss. Here we go. And the toss has been won. And Buffalo Gap wins the toss.
We'll start off the 10-yard line on offense.
And Buffalo Gap decides to start at the 10-yard line.
It's an interesting strategy there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Well, I think they're very confident that they can push it home from the 10. They've been doing it throughout most of the second half, being able to get those extra yards when they needed it. East Rock's offense fairly fresh. They only played a couple of series in the second half, only 3.
So we have a 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line.
Dylan Rankin's had a super second half, both passing the ball and running the ball. And of course, Carter Rivenberg. Well, he's got a lot of carries. Hasn't had the huge runs, but he's kept drives alive. On the 1st and 10. Here comes Rankin to Rivenberg, and he gets down to about the 6.
I believe that's Taylor Breeden on the tackle.
The clock turned off, of course, in the overtime. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 6.
2nd and 6.
Rivenberg, direct snap. He drives inside the 5. Gets pushed back. He'll get about 3 yards on the play.
Convocation of Eagles.
And it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Bottom of that pile, Blake Baylor. Brings up
3rd and 4 for the end zone. And diving forward for just a couple of yards. It may have been a broken play.
Recovered by Ryan Winter.
It was a fumble and recovered by Brian Winter. Here's the replay.
Yeah, that pulling guard there just happened to hit the football.
So now it's 4th down and goal to go from the 4. And Buffalo Gap will go for it. Rankin, Rivenberg. Somebody moved. It's going to be encroachment against East Rock, I believe. And if it is, it's going to be, no, it's a false start against Buffalo. So now it may change their idea. They may go for a field goal here. Ball is moved back 5 yards to the 9. And we'll wait and see. And I think Buffalo Gap, it looks like they're going to go for it. Reed moving out wide to the near side. Fans getting fired up. Rankin rolling out, throws left, pass is complete, but a big smack at the 13-yard line on the receivers. Very slow to get up. And that's Rivenberg. And East Rock will get the football for 4 tries at the 10-yard line. Here comes Rankin, throws to Rivenberg. He makes the grab, and he gets hit immediately. Who is that? That is number 5 for the East Rock Eagles, Trenton Morris. And now East Rock will get their opportunity from the 10. Kind of surprised that Buffalo Gap didn't go for the field goal when it became 4th and 9. Well, the guy I know that Buffalo Gap will key on is Jaywan. But watch out for Dylan Williams here.
You know Jaywan's going to touch it at least once in this drive. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Well, Jaywan has to be first called back in the ball game. And
it's a timeout, East Rock.
No, East Rock was on the field. Somebody was late to get in, and they had to call a timeout. It was Darius Brown.
Darius Brown not in the ballgame. So interesting that Williams kind of turned and looked confused. Maybe that play was drawn up for Brown, who wasn't in there, which is why they ended up calling the timeout. I wouldn't see why they would look so confused if the play wasn't run for Brown.
Well, East Rock just used its timeout in the overtime. It'll still be 1st down and 10. Going to the goal to our left, in the left on your video screen. It's been a wild and woolly ball game, no doubt about that. We're tied at 21 here in the first overtime. Buffalo Gap came away empty. And now East Rock trying to punch it home. First down and 10. Jaywan back in there. He's kind of stretching himself a little bit. It's chilly. He may have stiffened up a little bit. Handoff goes to J1. Jumps over the pile down to about the 7. Gain of 3 on the play.
Right down out there by number 40, Ryan.
First overtime. If East Rock doesn't score, we go to a second one, and East Rock will go first. We'll have highlights after the game. Here comes Japan. Handoff, J1 drives down to the goal line, and he is short. So now, here's your question. You got a 4th down and about a yard.
They're going to send on the kicker.
I think you have to. I think Buffalo Gap should have, but when it was 4th and 9. This is basically a short PAT.
This is exactly, Mike, why they should have declined the option and gone second, so they know, if they stopped East Rock when they played first, that they would just need a field goal.
Colby Price, the kick is up. It is high enough, far enough, and it is through there. A 14-yard field goal by Colby Price ends the ball game. What a tough way to end the ball game, but give Colby Price and East Rock credit. They got it down to the 1. Colby Price, let's take a look at the replay. There you go. 14-yard field goal by Price. And East Rock with the win, 24-21. Hard played game, hard fought game. And East Rock fortunate to come out with the W. And Buffalo Gap just unfortunate to come out with the L. We'll go over the post game, we'll go over the highlights, the stats, and more after these messages.
At the Fujman.
This place right here, this is our place.
When you buy a home, you're not just investing in your future. You're giving your memories a place to call home. Trust the team at Old Dominion Realty to help you start making memories.
For over 100 years, we've been your neighbors and your bankers. When you bought your first home, and you made plans for a life together. After you landed that first job. And when you take those next steps, First Bank will always be there for you. For all of life's firsts. First Bank. There's power one.
Welcome back to our Massanutten Resort Old Dominion Realty post-game show. The field goal, the game-winning field goal by Colby Ross, brought to you courtesy of Star Heating and Cooling. Let's take a look at our post-game highlights here as the third quarter belonged to Buffalo Gap, down 14-7. Gap went on the move, and Rivenberg scored the 3-yard touchdown after a huge pass interference call against East Rock. And then Rankin throws downfield, has Johnson open. Johnson makes the grab, and that sets up the second touchdown. This one, a 1-yard touchdown, second of the game by Carter Rivenberg. Wiltshire then came up with a 2-point conversion try. Here comes Rock as Jawan Evans setting up, driving down inside the 5. He is into the end zone, and East Rock ties it up at 21 all. Jawan Evans, a 26-yard touchdown. And then we went to the overtime. And Buffalo Gap threw a pass to Rivenberg, who could not get in. Rivenberg got shaken up quite a bit. And then the game-winning field goal by Colby. And Colby Price wins the ball game. Our highlights brought to you by Old Dominion Realty. We'll be back with a look at statistics coming up in just a moment.
Clear to zip. Break a little. Very good job. Game on.
Yeah, man. I think my team's really going to make the playoffs this year.
Man, you're crazy.
Crazy. You want to hear crazy? How about 0% for 72 months on all 2017 Subaru models?
You will receive an authentic game day football with every new Subaru purchase.
Score with the Wade Way at Bob Wade Subaru.
24-21, a 19-yard field goal by Colby Price, that is. The game winner, 24-21. Let's take a look at some statistics with Ty Comer.
So Dylan Williams, nice game, 11 of 14 for 96 yards and a touchdown. Also threw an interception that ended up coming back and biting them just in the tad bit. Evans of the J1 variety, 33 carries, 226 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rivenberg on the gap side, Carter Rivenberg, number 8, he did all he could do. He had 25 carries, 161 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But just falling short because of that Colby Price 19-yard field goal.
And that was the game winner as East Rock comes up with the victory, 24-21. Time for us to pick our play of the game. That 19-yard field goal's got to be the play of the game because that was the game winner, but we saw some tremendous plays in this ball game. And our play of the game here, but let's talk about our defensive player of the game, and there are some great choices in this ball game. Rittenauer played a strong ball game. Griffin Morris played a great ball game, and so did Isaac Kissling. And for Buffalo Gap, they had pretty much the same guys on offense. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to give the defensive player of the game to Dylan Rankin, who went both ways and played a superb ball game. And our defensive player of the game brought to you by Paul Obaugh Ford. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Our WSVA Online Telemedia High School Football Game of the Week brought to you by Lowe Brothers Construction, Massanutten Technical Center, Second String Sports, Harrisonburg Nissan, Old Dominion Realty, Star Heating and Cooling, Valley Surplus in Harrisonburg, C.L. Custer, the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, by Medicap Pharmacy, Eagle Carpet, Paul Obaugh Ford, Jenkins Insurance, Massanutten, your Four Seasons Mountain Resort, and Bob Wade Auto World Subarus for life. For Ty Comer, this is Mike Schickman saying the final score once again, East Rock 24, Buffalo Gap 21. Good night, my friends. It's been a pleasure.